The silver moon wolf powerlessly fell from the sky. Its eyes slowly lost their color. At the moment of its death, it recalled its life. As a wolf royalty, the Silver Moon Wolf clan, it desired to become a horde leader-level existence since it was young. It always did well and became a high-level commander peak, only one step away from the horde leader level. However, it was ambushed by a human war god level fighter squad and was heavily injured. Luckily, it managed to escape with its speed that it was proud of. However, on their way to escape, they actually encountered another small team of warlords. If this warlord level fighter squad was at its peak, it could easily annihilate the Silver Moon Wolf squad. However, that was when it was heavily injured. However, this warlord level squad didn't give up and chased after it again and again. No matter where it escaped to, that squad would always catch up. Disgusting human bastards. Dying in the hands of a spirit reader is better than dying in the hands of those bastards. The Silver Moon Wolf's intelligence was extremely high. It was a high-level commander-level wolf royalty, so its intelligence was comparable to a horde leader-level monster's. A horde leader's intelligence was comparable to a normal human's. If it dies in the hands of a powerful fighter. Peng. The Silver Moon Wolf's gigantic corpse heavily smashed onto the ground, causing a crumbling wall to collapse. Luo Feng also fell right after. Huff, huff, who would have thought that I would actually be able to kill a Silver Moon Wolf? Luo Feng stood beside the Silver Moon Wolf's corpse and let out a long sigh. At this time, 4 throwing knives were flying around Luo Feng and landed in his pocket. Him? There are still 2 throwing knives. Luo Feng scanned his surroundings. With a glance, he saw 2 deep holes in the cement floor. Even the cement floor cracked from the vibrations. In the depths of these 2 holes were 2 6-series throwing knives. This scene caused Luo Feng to take in a deep breath. The Silver Moon Wolf's speed and claw strength were unbelievably strong. To prevent other squads from finding out, I'll dissect this corpse first. This Silver Moon Wolf is worth a fortune. Luo Feng didn't have time to think. He immediately held a throwing knife and started dissecting the Silver Moon Wolf's corpse. As of now, his ghost blade is only a 5-series weapon, which can fight against a medium-level commander. The flying dagger was of the 6th series, able to fight against high-level commander-level beasts. Luo Feng ferociously slashed down along the wound on the Silver Moon Wolf's abdomen that had already opened long ago. LuoFeng's eyes widened. His throwing knife couldn't even cut through the skin that had already split open. This was unbelievable. It had to be known that it was the most difficult to dissect a monster's body when there was no wound. But once there was a big wound, the difficulty of dissecting it would be much lower. Sadly, LuoFeng's strength isn't enough to cut open a high-level commander-level corpse. Damn, looks like even dissecting monsters is hard. Luo Feng laughed and immediately used his spiritual force to control a throwing knife. The power of mind power was much stronger than the strength of his arms. Poochie. Along the crack in the fur, the flying dagger suddenly cut down. Immediately, a chi-chi sound rang out, and the wound rapidly expanded. I use my spirit power to control the flying knife to cut, and it takes so much effort? Luo Feng was shocked. With a thought, he controlled the flying knife to fiercely stab towards the intact fur on the Silver Moon Wolf's back. The Silver Moon Wolf's back only slightly caved in, but not a single wound could be seen on its fur. Luo Feng was shocked. That's way too sick. I sure got lucky this time. Luo Feng couldn't help but to exclaim. Its speed reached the speed of sound and its attack is so strong. Even its most expensive fur has astonishingly high defense. If it was in perfect condition, I'd only have a 20% to 30% chance of winning against it. Luo Feng's throwing knife could only attack through the eyes, ears, nose and other weak points of the Silver Moon Wolf. However, with the Silver Moon Wolf's agility, Luo Feng's chance of winning is indeed very low. A 20% to 30% chance of winning is already pretty good. Voila! Luo Feng swiftly dissected it. First, he peeled off the magical and expensive fur. After that, he cut off the hard claws of the Silver Moon Wolf. These claws are used to make high-level Kuluo alloy, so they are just as expensive. There was also the extremely hard skull, fangs, and 2 special eyeballs on the Silver Moon Wolf's body. Luo Feng dissected everything that was expensive and put it in his bag. It should be known that the invention of some special products in human society relied on the materials of many monsters. All done. Luo Feng let out a long sigh. The originally gigantic Silver Moon Wolf's corpse was only left with a pile of flesh and blood. Luo Feng put his throwing knife back into his pocket and sighed to himself. He didn't use much spiritual force to kill this Silver Moon Wolf, but the amount of spiritual force he used to dissect the corpse was more than 10 times the amount he used in the previous battle. No matter what, I earned a lot. This time, I'll be able to earn quite a bit of money. Luo Feng let out a smile. The Firehammer Squad's distribution of money is based on everyone's contribution in battle. No matter how strong you are, if you didn't even put in any effort to kill a monster, the fighter squad naturally won't give you a single cent. And Luo Feng killed the Silver Moon Wolf by himself. Indeed, Luo Feng will get a lot of money. It will be troublesome if someone finds out that I obtained the corpse of the Silver Moon Dire Wolf. Luo Feng laughed. Even an advanced warlord-level fighter can't heavily injure a Silver Moon Wolf. Probably a war god-level fighter. There was a tracking signal on the fur. Luckily I got rid of it. Luo Feng didn't want to become enemies with a fighter that could heavily injure a Silver Moon Wolf. So hurry up and go. Whoosh. Luo Feng swiftly left. Under the night sky, all that was left was a pile of flesh and blood. In the middle of the night, large amounts of monsters lurked around the city as the Tiger Fang Squad carefully advanced. Fuck, that hunter dared to run in the city because it's a commander-level monster. Other monsters did not dare to provoke it. But we can only move forward carefully. A strong bald man walking next to Zhang Ze Hu cursed, "After we kill this hunter, I'll definitely roast the silver moon wolf's meat and eat it. If I don't eat its meat, I won't be able to quench my anger." Zhang Ze Hu grinned on the side, "Don't worry, that hunter has our signal on it. No matter where it runs, it won't be able to find us." "That hunter, where is it?" said the Tiger Fang captain in front of the squad in a low voice. "Captain, that hunter is around 13 miles away from us. However, it's not moving anymore, so it should be resting there." The firearm-wielding Dongzi laughed as he held the locator. Immediately, the Tiger Fang squad was overjoyed. "It's not moving anymore? Resting?" Ah. They were most afraid of the hunter, the silver moon wolf, running away. Zhang Ze Hu laughed. "That silver moon wolf probably thinks that its hiding spot is safe enough. So it's hiding and preparing to recover. How would it know how strong we are? Let's go. We can't miss this chance. It's only 13 miles, we'll be there soon." The Tiger Fang captain's eyes flashed with excitement as he said in a low voice, "Everyone hurry up, maybe we can kill this hunter this time." The Tiger Fang squad speed immediately increased. If the fighter squad really does hurry up, even if there are monsters everywhere, they can still arrive within half an hour. Around 40 minutes later. In front of us is where the silver moon wolf is resting. Everyone be careful. The Tiger Fang captain lightly waved his hand. Immediately, the 6 members of the Tiger Fang squad began to secretly split into 2 squads. From 2 different directions, they slowly approached the silver moon wolf signal. No one in the 2 squads dared to say anything. The silver moon wolf was very agile. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Everyone was very careful. "Move!" The Tiger Fang captain waved his hand. The other squad that received the signal also moved. The 2 squads charged into the alley from 2 different directions, one in front and one behind. They were both around 100 meters away from the silver moon wolf signal. The 6 squad members all looked towards the center. That should be where the silver moon wolf was, but they didn't see the target. There was only a faint smell of blood. The Tiger Fang captain's face changed. Not good. Almost everyone in the Tiger Fang squad quickly rushed over and arrived next to the pile of meat. Next to the pile of meat, there was a tuft of hair with a faint silver glow. Fuck, Zhang Ze Hu grabbed the hair and cursed, "Someone stole it." Many fighter squads know how to leave a signal on a heavily injured monster. LuoFeng also knows this. Plus, this silver moon wolf was already heavily injured, so there's a high chance that the signal was tracking it. So when he used his spiritual force to scan the area, he discovered the uniqueness of this tuft of feather and directly cut it off. Bastard! The Tiger Fang captain clenched his teeth and his face was ferocious. All this time, all for nothing. The one-eyed middle-aged man on the side was so angry that his face sank. "Let's go." The Tiger Fang captain's eyes flashed coldly as he shouted, "You dare to steal food from the tiger's mouth and steal our things. You're looking to die." This fighter squad just finished dissecting the corpse. For safety reasons, they'll probably head towards the resupplying base. So, all brothers of the Tiger Fang squad will head towards the resupplying base as fast as possible. Try to catch up to them halfway. "Yes, Captain," the 5 of them immediately responded. The murderous Tiger Fang captain waved his hand. The equally angry members of the Tiger Fang squad immediately followed the captain and headed towards the resupplying base. It was a starry night. Under the starry sky, a figure moved like a black lightning bolt through the dilapidated county. From time to time he would walk along the street and from time to time he would jump through the residential area. In just a moment he arrived at the 6-story residential building where the members of the Firehammer squad were staying. Luo Feng is here. Yes, he doesn't seem to be injured. The members of the Firehammer squad held their binoculars as they watched Luo Feng enter the apartment building. After a while Luo Feng arrived at the rooftop. "Captain Brother Chin," Luo Feng laughed as he yelled. "You're not injured." "Not bad. How was it? Did you kill that silver moon wolf?" No matter how calm Captain Gao Feng is, he couldn't help but to ask. Qin Gu, the Weijia brothers and even Zhang Ku, who was lying on the ground, all looked at Luo Feng expectantly. Qin Gu was even more surprised as he said, "Luo Feng's bag is bulging a lot." Luo Feng laughed, "Brother Qin, your eyes sure are sharp. Yeah, I was lucky enough to kill that silver moon wolf just now. I dissected it and collected everything in my backpack." He was really killed? The members of the Firehammer squad stared with wide eyes. A silver moon fierce wolf. The royal family of wolves. Wolf-type monsters were rare to begin with, let alone the royal silver moon wolf. I was just lucky this time. Luo Feng couldn't help but to exclaim, this silver moon wolf's speed has probably reached the speed of sound. Its attack power was also ridiculously strong, and the fur on its body was terrifyingly tough. If it wasn't for the fact that it had been heavily injured from the start, with a large wound on its abdomen, it wouldn't have been able to survive. It's very difficult for me to kill it. Speed of sound. Qin Gu's eyes widened. Too perverted. As expected of a werewolf royalty, it can rival a novice lord of the pig race. Wei Tai couldn't help but exclaim. Not good. Gao Feng's expression changed drastically. Luo Feng was shocked by the captain. "Captain, what's wrong?" "What's wrong?" Luo Feng asked. "This silver moon dire wolf is already severely injured. It must have fought with human warriors before. Gao Feng anxiously said. The warrior squad that fought with it might have left a signal on the fur of the Silver Moon Wolf. Once this team catches up and finds us, we're in trouble. Chingu was also shocked when he heard this. Yes, a martial artist team that can severely injure the Silver Moon Dire Wolf is not something we can provoke. It's very likely that there are war god level fighters. As Luo Feng heard this, he couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Captain, don't worry. Although I don't have much experience, I've naturally looked up a lot of relevant information before entering the wilderness for the first time. I need to know some basic knowledge. After I killed the Silver Moon Wolf, I checked for a bit. There was indeed a signal left on the Silver Moon Wolf, but I cut off that patch of fur, said Luo Feng. Gao Feng and Chingu heaved a sigh of relief. What they were most worried about was Luo Feng's lack of experience. Since he stole a heavily injured monster, if someone catches up to him, then it'll be troublesome. Zhang Ze Hu is heavily injured now. Our team can't stay in the wilderness for long. Everyone take a good rest here. When the sun rises tomorrow morning, we'll set off for the supply base, Gao Feng said. Yes, Captain. The group of people replied with a smile. Early the next morning, the Firehammer Squad began to quietly leave the 0201 county, advancing along the dilapidated highway towards the supply base. Military Region Supply Base. Brother Black. Zhang Ze Hu was smoking and chatting with a bearded man in a corner of the supply base. Have you seen anyone from the Firehammer Squad come back recently? Fuck, that bastard Luo Feng from the Firehammer Squad made me spend 100 million. If I don't find trouble with him, I won't be able to vent my anger. Not yet. There's no information on the return of the Firehammer Squad, laughed the bearded man. Who, that Luo Feng pissed you off. If you want to teach him a lesson, you have to do it in the wilderness. Fighting is forbidden in the supply base. Of course I understand that. I don't want to die, laughed Zhang Ze Hu. Headquarter cities and military regions have the backing of the government and army. No matter how much hatred fighters have, they wouldn't dare to fight in the military region. Otherwise the consequences would be tragic. After all, the supply base is just a small region in the military region. The military region is responsible for the safety and other aspects. Brother Black, when that Luo Feng comes back, tell me, laughed Zhang Ze Hu. Alright, no problem, laughed the bearded man as he nodded. Zhang Ze Hu threw the cigarette butt on the ground, stepped on it and laughed. Then I'll be leaving first. Talk to you later. As he said that, Zhang Ze Hu started advancing in the supply base. Although it's called a base, it actually feels like a residential area. Soon enough, Zhang Ze Hu met up with the other two squad members under a large tree near the entrance of the supply base. How is it, Hu? Asked the one-eyed middle-aged man in a low voice. They haven't come back, no news at all, smiled Zhang Ze Hu. The bald man laughed on the side. Not a single one has come back. From what I see, they must have all died in the monster horde. It's good that the Firehammer Squad died, then there won't be any trouble. The Tiger Fang Squad wasn't afraid of the Firehammer Squad at all. However, if a member of the Firehammer Squad survived, then it would still be a bit troublesome. The Firehammer Squad, if you want to blame someone, blame that Luo Feng, laughed Zhang Ze Hu coldly. He dares to make me spend money. Oh yeah, did you find out who stole our hunters? Nope, frowned the one-eyed middle-aged man as he shook his head. There's no news at all. Right now, the captain is smashing bottles of alcohol in his room. From what I see, since we didn't catch them on the way back, there's no hope for us to find out who stole our hunters, said the bald man as he shook his head. The bald man shook his head. Suddenly, his expression changed as he stared at the gate of the supply base in the distance. When the other two saw this, they also turned their heads to look and their expressions changed drastically. Gao Feng, Chingu, Wei Chang, Wei Tai, Luo Feng, and even Zhang Ku were all at the entrance of the supply base. A 9-old Gao, you guys seem to have run into some trouble. The guard saw Zhang Ku's broken arm and started wrapping it up. Fuck, don't even mention it. The monster didn't hurt us, but those King Tiger Fang Squad tricked us. Gao Feng cursed. Captain, the Tiger Fang Squad is over there, suddenly yelled Chingu. Immediately, everyone in the Firehammer Squad turned their heads to look. With a glance, they saw 3 people hiding under the shade of a nearby tree. Seeing these 3 people, the members of the Firehammer Squad couldn't help but become furious. Among them, the pale-faced Zhang Ku, who only had a backpack on his back, shouted, "Stop!" Zhang Ze Hu and the other 2 were shocked when they saw the 6 members of the Firehammer Squad, so they quickly turned around and ran. They were in the wrong for this matter. But they didn't think that Chingu would see them. Still want to run? Yelled Gao Feng. The 6 members of the Firehammer Squad all rushed over. This yell immediately caught the attention of quite a few fighters in the supply base. At this time, Zhang Ze Hu and the other 2 didn't dare to run. If they really ran away, wouldn't that be admitting that they were in the wrong? Even though they did it, they can't admit it. Gao Feng, what are you yelling for? The one-eyed middle-aged man turned around and yelled, "What do you think this place is? This is the military, this is the fighter supply base, this is a place for you to behave atrociously? Even if you want to behave atrociously, look at where you are," sneered the bald man. "No matter what, they can't lose their momentum. You're still being arrogant." Gao Feng grabbed a heavy hammer from behind him with both hands. With red eyes, he waved both hammers and rushed over. Looking for a beating? The one-eyed middle-aged man, Zhang Ze Hu, and the other 2's faces all changed. They didn't have the confidence, after all, they were in the wrong. Beep. 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 An ear-piercing whistle sounded. A 12-man squad wearing battle uniforms quickly rushed over from not too far away. Among them, the captain yelled, Put down your weapons, fighting is forbidden in the supply base. Otherwise, our guards have the right to kill you. The noise and the sound of the horn attracted many martial artists to gather here. It's the Firehammer Squad, and they're facing the members of the Tiger Fang Squad. How did they start fighting? The fighters discussed. The Firehammer Squad and the Tiger Fang Squad are both quite famous in Jiangnan Headquarter City. And under the scolding of the resupplying base's guards, the Firehammer Squad suppressed their anger and calmed down. Since they can't challenge the authority of the military. Stop. After a roar, Luo Feng turned his head and saw a short, skinny man leading the other two members of the Tiger Fang Squad charging over. Qin Gu, who was beside Luo Feng, said quietly, Luo Feng, this is the captain of the Tiger Fang Squad, Panya. People call him Tiger Fang. His weapon is a triangular army knife, so he's not to be messed with. Luo Feng couldn't help but to be shocked. This short, skinny and unassuming man is the captain of the Tiger Fang Squad. Tiger Fang? Luo Feng carefully looked at this man with the nickname, Tiger Fang. His gaze then swept across Zhang Ze Hu, who was behind the captain of the Tiger Fang Squad. At this time Zhang Ze Hu even sneered at him, Happy Zhang Ze Hu. Not just you but your entire Tiger Fang Squad. I'll definitely make you regret it, definitely. Before Luo Feng entered the wilderness, he thought that Zhang Haobai was being cruel by ordering people to break his legs. But now, this Tiger Fang Squad wanted to wipe out his entire squad just because he had a bit of a grudge against him. They didn't even take it seriously. Compared to the Tiger Fang Squad's ruthlessness, that Zhang Haobai was way too immature. Captain. Zhang Ze Hu and the other two stood behind the captain. The Tiger Fang Squad and the Firehammer Squad were facing off against each other with a large group of people watching. And the captain of the resupplying base's guards coldly said, Gao Feng, Panya, I don't care what you two are talking about. But if you fight, don't blame me. Brothers, let's go. The captain waved his hand. He was too lazy to keep watch. With a warning, these people wouldn't dare to mess around. Tiger Fang. Gao Feng sneered, you sure are ruthless. I, Gao Feng, have really underestimated you in the past. I didn't expect you to be so vicious and sinister. First, they used a sniper rifle to launch a sneak attack on our Firehammer Squad from a distance. They even lured the beast to surround and attack our squad. They didn't even give us the slightest chance of survival. If it weren't for an expert rescuing us, our squad would have been wiped out. Immediately, the surrounding martial artists were in an uproar. The Tiger Fang Squad was too ruthless. Gao Feng, don't talk nonsense. The Tiger Fang captain sneered, my Tiger Fang Squad didn't do these things at all. Don't push the blame onto my Tiger Fang Squad. These kinds of shameful things couldn't be admitted no matter what. Once he admitted it, then his Tiger Fang Squad would really be in big trouble. My brother's arm was broken by your sniper rifle. Gao Feng's face was gloomy. If I say there isn't, then there isn't. The Tiger Fang Squad said coldly, if you have evidence, then go ahead and report it to the Security Bureau and let them decide. Don't be a chatterbox. Brothers, let's go. The Tiger Fang Squad leader was very straightforward. He didn't say much to the Firehammer Squad. Gao Feng, Qin Gu and the others' faces were ugly. Luo Feng was also gritting his teeth in anger. However, Luo Feng was very clear that his group didn't have any evidence. Actually, there are many cases of fighter squads killing each other in the wilderness due to grudges or treasures. And most of them couldn't produce any evidence. Since they couldn't produce any evidence, the dojo of limits couldn't help either. Let's go. Gao Feng coldly looked at the Tiger Fang Squad leaving and growled. The members of the Firehammer Squad could only suppress their anger and leave. At the supply base, Villa A9 had temporarily become the resting place for the Firehammer Squad. Captain, don't be angry now. Luo Feng said, let the Tiger Fang Squad be happy for now. After they enter the wilderness. It won't be too late to deal with them. Then Luo Feng's words made the members of the Firehammer Squad, who were furious before, all let out smiles. Qin Gu patted Luo Feng's shoulder. Yeah, our team still has you, Luo Feng. It won't be hard to annihilate them. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Gao Feng grinned, besides we don't need to wait too long. With Luo Feng here, the Tiger Fang Squad is dead for sure. Suddenly, the members of the Firehammer Squad all let out smiles. Zhang Ke, who was in a bad mood before, also let out a rare sigh of relief. Spirit readers all have a period where their strength increases rapidly. Luo Feng's current strength is already terrifying, and it will continue to increase. You can say that the Tiger Fang Squad has no chance of survival. Let's not talk about the Tiger Fang Squad. Let's first deal with the monster materials we got this time, said Gao Feng. Even though we didn't leave for long, we managed to kill 4 commander-level monsters. Gao Feng said, although we didn't go out for long this time, we killed 4 commander-level monsters. They were a bloodthirsty tank, a twin-tailed ocelot, a mastiff tiger and a hunter. Luo Feng and the others also met a low-level commander-level mastiff tiger monster on their way back. With Luo Feng and Gao Feng here, they easily killed it. However, the supply base is only so big. If we sell the hunter's materials, it'll be easy for people to find out. When that happens, the fighter squad that heavily injured the Silver Moon Wolf will be drawn out, said Gao Feng cautiously. Okay. Qin Gu nodded in agreement. Let's wait until we return to the headquarter city to sell the hunter's materials. Let's sell the other monster materials here. To a fighter squad, soldier-level monsters aren't that valuable. The valuable ones are commander-level monsters. Of course, every single horrendous horde leader level monster has an astronomical price. And high-level commander level Silver Moon Wolf is not only rare, but it's also the king of the wolf species. Its price is comparable to a low-level horde leader, so it can also be sold for an astronomical price. Everyone eat and rest for a bit. We'll go sell them later, smiled Luo Feng. After dinner, the 6 members of the Firehammer Squad found the person in charge of the HR Alliance and directly sold their materials to them. Besides the materials from the Silver Moon Wolf, everything else was sold. In A9 Villa, the members of the Firehammer Squad gathered in front of the computer to split the money. Luo Feng collected quite a bit of regular soldier-level monsters, ranging from G grade to F grade. The materials from each soldier-level monster, on average, are worth around 6,000 yuan. In other words, Luo Feng gets around 120,000 yuan. The captain was splitting the money. Wei Tai collected 12 types of regular soldier-level monster materials. The captain was distributing the money. Wei Tai gathered 12 types of normal soldier-grade monster materials. All of them are F grade. The average price is around 8,000. The total price is around 100,000. Wei Qing collected normal soldier-level monster materials. Zhang Ze Hu collected 11 types of normal soldier-level monster materials. The 6 members of the Firehammer Squad quickly split the money from the normal soldier-level materials. Alright, next is the distribution of the commander-level monster. The materials from this twin-tailed ocelot monster were sold for a total of 12 million. Luo Feng looked towards everyone. During the hunt, I was the main force. If nothing unexpected happens, I should take 60% of the money from this twin-tailed ocelot. However, during the hunt, we were attacked by the monster horde, so Luo Feng saved everyone. Luo Feng played a huge role. And Zhang Ze Hu was heavily injured because of work. So from this commander-level monster, Zhang Ze Hu will take 60%, I will take 10%, Luo Feng will take 15%, and brother Wei Tai and Qinggu will both take 5%. No objections, right? Said Luo Feng. No objections. Luo Feng nodded. According to the rules of the warrior squad, if anyone was crippled in a battle, then 60% of the spoils would go to that person. In fact, it could also be considered as a subsidy. So, within this 12 million, 7.2 million goes to Zhang Ze Hu and 1.8 million goes to Luo Feng. I'll get 1.2 million, Qinggu and the other 600,000 each. Luo Feng entered the data. The mastiff tiger monster I killed on the way back was sold for 10 million. Luo Feng and I will each take 30%. Qinggu, Wei Tai, Wei Qing and Zhang Ze Hu will each take 10%. No objections, right? Everyone nodded. Actually, Zhang Ze Hu had not contributed in the last battle, but everyone had compensated him. Zhang Ze Hu himself did not say much. The martial artist team was still very compassionate. Me and Luo Feng each get 3 million, everyone else gets 1 million. Luo Feng smiled. The last one, the bloodthirsty tank, sold for the highest price, reaching 16 million. Qinggu's contribution was the greatest, with a single spear kill, accounting for 60%. Luo Feng, Wei Tai, Wei Qing and Zhang Ze Hu each received 10%. I'll pass. If one were to ask who had the most money in the squad, it would naturally be Luo Feng. Luo Feng was pretty much the main force when hunting commander-level monsters, so after all these years, Luo Feng's money was several times or even 10 times that of the others. So, when he didn't put in much effort, Luo Feng would always be modest. In other words, Qinggu gets 9.6 million, Zhang Ze Hu, Luo Feng, Wei Qing, and Wei Tai all get 1.6 million each. All in all, Qinggu gets 11.26 million, Luo Feng gets 6.52 million, me gets 4.2 million, Zhang Ze Hu gets 9.91 million, Wei Tai gets 3.3 million, Wei Qing gets 3.32 million. Luo Feng announced the final amount and laughed. Of course, we still have an astronomical treasure, the body parts of a silver moon wolf. That can definitely be sold for an astronomical price. However, Luo Feng was in charge of tracking, killing, dissecting and bringing the silver moon wolf back. He did all of this by himself. Luo Feng laughed. So, this hunter Luo Feng can get the highest quota of 80%. As for the remaining 20%, the 5 of us will split it evenly. This was the rule of the fighter squad. Even if he did everything alone, he still had to give everyone some soup. Usually, when killing a commander-level monster, the person who contributed the most would get at most 60%. Someone like Luo Feng, who did it all by himself, can get the highest 80%. Luo Feng, I'm afraid you've earned more than I've earned in 10 years, Qinggu couldn't help but to yell on the side. You have to treat me tonight. Yes, you must treat us. Let's rip this tycoon off, said Wei Tai and Wei Qing. One had to know that even Zhang Ze Hu, who was in the Tiger Fang Squad, had only earned 100 million after 2 years of hard work. And these past 2 years were Zhang Ze Hu's strongest 2 years. In the past, his earning speed was even slower. In other words, after all these years, Zhang Ze Hu had only earned about 300 to 400 million. And LuoFeng's one try struck it rich. However, not everyone has the power to kill a hunter. Luo Feng has the power, so naturally he can earn money. In the martial arts circle, the stronger one was, the more wealth he would have. Of course, how could I dare not to? Let's go to the HR Alliance market, laughed Luo Feng. I'll split the money first and transfer it to each of your accounts. Luo Feng said with a smile. In front of everyone, he transferred the money he had previously earned through the Firehammer Squad's public account to everyone's account. Everyone in the team knew the password for the public account. Usually, after earning money, they would immediately split the money. That afternoon, Luo Feng's group took the train back to the headquarter city. The train is about to enter the station. Passengers, please prepare your belongings. The voice recorded by the train attendant echoed in the carriage. With a whoosh, the carriage door opened. Go! Gao Feng, Luo Feng, Zhang Ku Qinggu and the Weijia brothers all walked out. So many people. As soon as Luo Feng got off the train, he saw a large amount of passengers coming out of the train station. Through the glass of the train station building, he could see a large amount of people waiting inside. Keep in mind that the headquarter city's main city has a population of over 100 million, so you can imagine how lively and noisy the train station is. This was called popularity, boiling popularity. Brothers, let's thank the weapons in our hands. We've once again returned to the headquarter city alive. Gao Feng exclaimed. You're back. We have returned to the human city. Luo Feng himself was equally shocked. Even though he only stayed in the wilderness for 7 to 8 days, the wilderness was in ruins. The cities in the wilderness have long been ruined. With a large amount of monsters, Luo Feng and the others had to be careful as they moved forward, afraid that they would be surrounded. Only the base cities. This was a safe place for humans to live. This was a place where civilization existed. The base city is the last base of human society. Luo Feng came to a realization. Even if it's for the sake of human society, fighters with more power should stand out. For example, I can easily kill normal soldier-level monsters, and even low-level commander-level monsters can be easily killed. But for normal humans, even if there were 1,000 people equipped with weapons, facing a commander-level monster would still be extremely dangerous. Why did the country give martial artists special rights? Why did the entire world encourage martial artists to hunt monsters? This was because the more monsters they killed, the safer the human-based cities would be. Hey wife, I think I'll get home late tonight. Zhang Ku was on the phone with a smile on his face. Yes, this time I will be staying at home for a very long time. I will definitely satisfy you, my wife. It was impossible to imagine that a person with a severed arm would smile so naturally and sincerely at this time. As for the martial artists who were fighting for their lives outside, their families were the things they cared about in the depths of their hearts. Luo Feng also made a call to his home. Little Feng. Hearing the familiar voice, Luo Feng's eyes couldn't help but to feel a bit sore. He yelled, Mom, I'll probably be home late tonight. You guys don't have to wait for me for dinner. Tonight. His mother was pleasantly surprised. Okay. Your dad is outside with your brother. I'll call them. No need, I'll go back tonight. Luo Feng felt a warmth in his heart. This was home, the place he, Luo Feng, guarded. Luo Feng, let's go, we'll go sit in the HR Alliance's fighter car, yelled Gao Feng. The others were already starting to leave. He's here. After Luo Feng hung up the phone, he immediately followed everyone along the fighter's special path. At the end of the path was a small arena. There were the Dojo of Limits, the Thunder Dojo, and the Underground Alliance Market. There were also the cars of the various families of the Underground Alliance waiting for their fighters. Seeing Luo Feng's group come out, all the drivers became alert. Let's go to the HR Alliance Market. Gao Feng and the others directly entered the HR Alliance Market's private car. All right. He started the car, put it in gear and stepped on the accelerator. The large and comfortable off-road vehicle immediately moved forward. Inside the car, Luo Feng were about to reach the HR Alliance Market. Qinggu laughed and looked at Luo Feng. That Xu Xin sister you hooked up with last time might be here too. Luo Feng, now that you've returned from the wilderness, you need to properly bond with them and have a deeper conversation. You pervert, Gao Feng laughed as he scolded and then looked towards Luo Feng. Luo Feng, let me say something. That little girl Xu Xin had become the manager of the bar on the first floor at such a young age. She was definitely not an ordinary person. He probably has some background. You have to be careful. Luo Feng nodded. He also had this feeling. In the past, Xu Xin was very ordinary in school, but in the bar on the first floor of the HR Alliance Market, Xu Xin's temperament was completely different from before. If it could be said that she was completely restrained in the past, then right now she was revealing a glimmer of light. Are you talking about Miss Xu Xin? The driver in front was surprised. You know Xu Xin? Luo Feng looked at him. Of course I do. The driver laughed. We go to the mall every day and often chat with other buddies. Of course we know this Miss Xu Xin. Don't be fooled by her looks, but Tiske, if anyone can marry her, it will save them a lifetime of hard work. Gao Feng's face slightly changed. Don't tell me she's from one of the 12 families of the HR Alliance in the country, the Xu family? Yeah, from the Xu family. Apparently her position in the Xu family is quite high, nodded the driver. Luo Feng was also shocked when he heard this. The HR Alliance is an alliance formed by the huge families and financial groups of America, Europe and many other countries. You can say that all the gigantic families and financial groups in the world formed an alliance. They control the entire world's economy. Even the armies of the various governments can only peacefully coexist with the HR Alliance. And among them, in the HR Alliance, other than the 9 great families and financial groups, there are also dozens of inferior families. Financial groups. These dozens of family consortiums, each one of them possessed astonishing wealth and power. Damn, this background is way too big, Qinggu stared. I know this little girl's surname is Su, but I didn't think she was from the Xu family. Brother LuoFeng, this time I can't help you. Getting this Xu Xin girl is really hard. It's hard, but our LuoFeng isn't bad at all, said Gao Feng. Qinggu, Wei Tai, Wei Qing, Zhang Ku, and the others all started laughing. From their point of view, Luo Feng is a spirit reader, and his strength will become even more terrifying in the future. Old Feng. Gao Feng called, "Yeah, it's me. Of course I have something good for you. Otherwise why would I call you? It's definitely something worth over 100 million. Alright, no problem." After making the call, Gao Feng smiled as he looked at the others. "I've already told Old Feng. When we reach the market we'll directly go upstairs." Okay, Luo Feng and the others nodded. After a while, this special car passed through the soldiers' warning line and directly drove to the entrance of the HR Alliance's markets lobby. As the car door opened, the members of the Firehammer Squad all got off. "Mr. Gao Feng, right? Manager Feng is already waiting upstairs," a delicate and pretty woman with short hair said with a smile. She looked smart and capable. Okay. Gao Feng, Luo Feng and the others didn't say much and directly entered the lobby. In the luxurious lobby on the first floor, quite a few fighters were chatting in the direction of the bar. Luo Feng's gaze swept towards the bar. Not here. After that, he realized that these few days are the first days of university. Even normal universities have to go through military training. And today isn't a Saturday or Sunday, so it's not weird that Xu Xin isn't here. Ding. The elevator door opened and the members of the Firehammer Squad entered the elevator. Beep. The woman stood in front of the elevator door and pressed 21 foot. She then pointed her eyes towards the detector. Beep passed. "Welcome, Miss Lu. Manager Feng is waiting for you on the 21st floor, smiled the woman. Luo Feng and the others nodded. The elevator quickly went up without stopping. After a while, with a ding sound, the elevator door opened and they arrived at the 21st floor. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming great videos.